Welcome to the Voice of Reason Sports Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the show, leave a comment, and click that like button. All right, fellas, let's talk NBA, man. Let's start off with this Bucks Heat game from yesterday, man. Monday night. I mean, Jimmy Butler went bananas on the Bucks, right? Dropping what, 56?
Man, he felt like he was shooting in the ocean.
But he was doing it inside. He had a mid-range game going.
Hey, Rich Hamilton, all the way. Number
he
two.
had three-pointers.
He had everything
He had
going.
18 free throws. And didn't he also have a triple-double? Did he have a triple-double or double-double?
No. He just had 56 and nine rebounds.
Only nine.
That kid is a monster.
Right, only 9. But yeah, no,
that kid is a monster.
But you know, I mean, but the Heat had a lot of injuries, so he had to carry the load. And my God, he carried the load, and he put in work because the Bucks were at full strength with Antetokounmpo, you know, back in the lineup with Middleton, so they were at full strength. And come on,
and
man.
it's not like the Greek Freak didn't do his thing. Like he had a triple double, and I think Brook Lopez had 30 points.
Yeah,
so
36.
Now I think Middleton didn't have a great game, and I think Middleton's kind of the key. You know what I mean? To
right
really on. I think he really gets their offense. He gives their offense the what is it? It gives it the flexibility that the offense needs to succeed in the playoffs.
Right.
But I think Holiday needs to show this a little bit more of that, because Holiday is that guy. Holiday can give you an easy 30, but they got it designed. But it's one of those things where you have the point guard that squeezes the A out the ball.
Yep.
I need the Greek Freak to get a J, because right now he's ineffective. If they take his driver's license, they really halt the offense.
Right. But I always find it's those ill-advised shots by Holiday. Now, keep in mind, Holiday was a Pelican, right? So I know him very well. And he takes these ill-advised shots when he should be getting the ball to the Greek Freak, you know, doing whatever he can to get easy shots for him. So I'm not too much of a fan of Holiday, but I think he's the key. As you say, he is the key. So when he plays well, I think the Bucks play well.
I need him to get double-digit assists, because if you're not going to drop 30, then you need to give me at least 12 to 15 assists, and that way it shows that you're controlling the game.
Yeah, as your point guard, he needs more than 4 assists.
Right. Well, but I understand that, but let's be honest. The Greek Freak actually is more of a point forward now, because he does dominate the ball, and he initiates the offensive lot also, right? So it's kind of tough if you're not the main initiator of the offense sometimes to get those assist numbers. And let's also be clear too, even though he didn't do his job this time around, Holiday's number one job is also to be the best defensive player on the team, because that's, you know, he was ranked by his fellow NBA players as the best defensive player in the league, right?
That's his call.
He spends so much energy on the defensive side that it's tough for him to be also, I think, an offensive, you know.
Yeah, because Jimmy Buckets gave him reasons.
He gave him that work. He gave him the work.
But it's interesting. I'm a Knicks fan, right? So it is an interesting scenario here. I'm not gonna think forward, right? But I do believe that the Knicks should be able to come out and win this round of the playoffs. I have to believe I'm cheering for Miami, right? Because if Miami beats the Bucks, the Knicks get home court advantage.
That's true. Yeah.
Even though Jimmy Buckets, I'm scared of playoff Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy ain't no joke. The players that hurt the Knicks a lot, Hero and Oladipo now hurt, and they're floor spacers. I think I would rather go against Miami with home field court advantage than possibly the Bucks and the Greek Freak getting a little bit better. But right now, in your opinion, is the Eastern Conference wide open?
If the Bucks go down?
No, because Boston's still there giving everybody buckets.
Yeah. I can't say that about the 76ers, but
wait, hold on.
Celtics are tough. Huh?
Y'all tripping.
Why are we tripping?
Here we go.
Man. Philadelphia, when we get past Boston, it's a wrap.
Yeah. So I'm glad you said that, because here's the thing that I see with the 76ers. Embiid, straight man child. He's a killer. I'm going to give you every reason to not watch the footage tomorrow. But you got Harden, who's gonna squeeze the air out the ball, and really, he's squeezing the life out the team because that young point guard behind him should be starting.
But let's hold on. The elephant in the room is Embiid has an LCL knee
That is true.
sprain.
Yeah,
And he
run
has
into this
injury issue.
We run into this every year during the playoffs. Yes.
Yep.
And then the second elephant in the room is Doc Rivers.
What you mean?
What do I mean? What I mean is his team's underperforming in the playoffs.
Everybody talks about, you guys talk about the big high performers. Everybody knows about Joel Embiid. Everybody knows what Harden can do. Everybody's been seeing this young kid come up straight buckets out there, Tyrese Maxey. So we know those players already. The key to our team winning and losing night in and night out has always been PJ Tucker. You need that grind, dude. You need that dude that's going out there scrapping for all these different. That dude right there is the glue that's going to keep this thing together going through the rest of these games that we have. So, I mean, you got to have that high effort, high energy dude out there on the court that's out here getting and making all the effort plays to make the difference in the end. So I think that, like I said, I just think that it's going to be a good matchup. Like I said, the matchups are there. We'll see what happens with this Boston series. But Philadelphia come out the other end of that. It's a wrap. We going all the way.
The good news for you is by y'all sweeping the Nets, Embiid can
get rest.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully get back
yes, sir. We get rest.
And in reference to the glue, your PJ Tucker, I get for the Knicks, that's Josh Hart. He's our glue guy. Like, in the series against Cleveland, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart had more rebounds than Mobley and Allen. The Knicks, 2 guards from Villanova, had more rebounds than Cleveland Cavaliers, 2 7-footers from their front court. Yeah. You can't let that happen, especially when you're trying to play a twin tower offense and you're getting out rebounded by 2 smaller guards.
Yeah, I must say the Cavaliers have been my biggest disappointment in this year's playoffs. I thought they were going to perform a lot better against the Knicks, and they just look bad.
They fell apart.
Team.
They fell apart.
I don't think they fell apart. I think it's the crowd, and I want to see how they play when they go home, because right now they're a young team, and the only one that got playoff experience is basically, Donovan. But for New York, I wouldn't be so on my high horse because one of your key scorers, he's kind of in a super slump, and you're not going to go nowhere if Randall does not come out that slump. Because Brunson, he's great, but he can't shoulder that load by himself because, Barrett is going to disappear. But if you got Barrett and Randall disappearing at the same time, that's a recipe for the disaster.
So my concern for Randall is not that he has an offensive slump per se. It's more so where is his head? Because when he gets frazzled and gets distracted, that's when he can become a distraction, right? And I actually got to give Tibbs a lot of credit because in the regular season, he would not have done it. But in the playoffs, he pulled Randall and let Obi play. And I think the only reason why that happened in the playoffs is because Randall missed the last 17 games with that bad ankle sprain. And I think he's also still trying to get his endurance up. But it forced Coach Tibbs to finally start trusting Obi a little bit. And sometimes what my man was saying about how Harden can, suck the air out the ball, Randall kind of does the same thing, even when he's having a good offensive game. And Obi spreads the floor a little bit. They run the floor a little bit more. And so I think it just makes the offense run a little bit differently. And at the end of the day, Jalen Brunson is that guy. And that has become clear. He is that guy that's not afraid to make the big shot, make the big play. And he's the engine that makes the team go.
Yeah, that was a hell of a move to get him. I'm sure Dallas is kicking themselves for letting that kid go. That was a big mistake. Let's jump out to the West. Let's talk about this with the Lakers and the Grizzlies, right? The 2 seed and the 7 seed Lakers. But one thing I want to just say right quick, Trae Young just hit a 30-foot 3-pointer to win the game for the Hawks. So yes.
Wow.
Hawks win. Series is now 3-2.
I like it.
Dang.
I like it. Keep putting pressure on them.
Yes, sir. 38 points by Trae Young. So young man is putting in work.
Game 6 really
Yes,
means something
sir.
now.
Yes, sir.
You said there was 1.8 seconds left. I guess they called timeout. They had a half court set, and he hit a 30-footer.
A 30-foot shot.
Yeah, just like that.
Wow.
Yeah. It was down. They were down by 1. He hit a 3-pointer.
Wait, was that in Boston?
That is in Boston. Yes. Ice in his veins.
And that key player comes
Dang.
back. He comes back, and they're gonna be at home, so they get some home cooking when they mean they're gonna get some calls.
Yeah,
So,
they might. So we'll see what happens. You got to give that kid some credit. But let's go into this Grizzly Lakers game. I'm really disappointed in the Grizzlies. I thought they were going to perform a lot better against the Lakers, but the Lakers they got their lunch, and LeBron put up a monster game.
2020.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Marv, before let's go ahead and open up and say that the Lakers need to go play the lottery because I mean, when I tell you like they are being blessed by the injury bug for the other team, they're being blessed by it. I mean, you look at when they played Minnesota, they had, player on suspension, and then they had Daniels, who was locking down LeBron, suspended. Gobert suspended, and Daniels, he broke his hand, hitting the mat, walking out.
Mhm.
And then now you have almost the whole defense as far as you got Adams and Clark that's out. Come on, man. And they're giving the Lakers a run for their money. But
Look,
excuse me, Laker Nation, you get paid,
look,
Yeah,
you're gonna get our comments. Joey the GM is gonna blow up our comments with those remarks by you. So hey, look,
I give 0.
they won the game, man. You got to give them credit. They went into OT. They
Man,
pulled it
trash.
off. So you got to give them. I'm a little shocked by it, but I think that the youth and the inexperience and the coach. Like I told you before, that first game with Hachimura shooting wide open threes against the Grizzlies, I blame the coach on that. So I think coaching has caused the Grizzlies to lose this game against this Lakers team, which I don't think they're that good. They're not going to go that far in the playoffs, but they're going to get this win. They're going to win this series against the Grizzlies.
They sure not, because they ain't going to be Golden State. And right now, yes, Golden State got their hands full with the Kings.
Oh, yes, sir.
But let me go ahead and put this out there now. If you think that, it's a game, I mean, it's a game for 2 reasons. One, the players on the Kings, let's say, if you have not been watching all season, you're pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But here's the thing where the inexperience comes in. How you win clutch player of the year, but you don't take the clutch shot.
Mm-hmm.
So I'ma digress because that's the new age where the young players, they want to pass it, because they look at LeBron. LeBron will make the right pass.
Yes.
Whereas though I grew up and you take that shot. You take that shot and you live with it. Jordan, Kobe, name my son after Kobe. You take that shot.
Well,
that's a difference in generation right now, because the youngest won't take that shot. And
well, it's got me questioning, because it came out that De'Aaron Fox injured his hand in that game. So I don't know if that played in a part with the fact him not taking that shot. So it's still up there.
He could have shot it with his right hand. He still, they put it like this. It did not affect it because guess what? He hit the 3 to make the game close.
Right. No doubt on that. But he's got a fractured index finger. So yeah,
it didn't affect that 3 that he launched before that.
I hear you.
And that was deep.
The Fox injury was crazy because he didn't even get injured on the initial foul. He was just flicking the ball up, and sometimes they don't like you scoring. You know what I mean? And he just swiped his hand. It was completely accidental and just broke the tip. And that's just crazy how that might change, because yes, I know Golden State tied it up, but the Kings had a legit chance to be 3-1.
Yes. They had him on the ropes.
Kings are a scary team.
They had a puncher's chance.
They still do. If Fox can still be what he is doing, his speed, his ability to change speeds, his changeup game now, that changeup gear. Because before he used to be all like the Flash, right? All fast. But now it's that little hesitation, that little drop step he does. He's just hard to stop. He's killing Curry. on, for 3 quarters. You know what I mean?
But
and I think the Kings are a tough challenge for any team if they can get past Golden State. Golden State's just a champion.
that's a big if. And then what you
It
just said,
is.
It is.
the championship
That's a
pedigree,
champion team.
and you're seeing what real coaching is,
And
because
experience.
no, it's
No,
not.
no,
No, it's
it's
not just
coaching.
that. It's coaching, because Steve Kerr did not show his hand early, because guess what? He didn't show that Draymond Green was going to be playing him in the second half. So those are the things that you see the drop, and then you see everyone coming back, because I didn't allow you to go in the locker room and make that halftime adjustment, which all great assistant coaches do.
Well,
They make those halftime adjustments. I didn't show my hand early. I showed it in the fourth quarter, whereas though you had to do the in-game prompt, and that's when you have young players who are not accustomed to making that in-game change.
Well, I think you guys are both right. I think it's a combination of inexperience and coaching on the Warriors part, because at the end of that game, that why would De'Aaron Fox wait to the last few seconds to make his move, to allow the Warriors to come and double team and force the ball out of his hand?
So that's
And
the
that
player, Bob, that's the player part. But here's the other part. Why did Brown call it timeout?
Oh yeah, just let him run it. Yeah, don't let the defense set
Mhm.
up. So there was a lot of mistakes
Right.
there that the Kings are making. But I mean, hey, that's the growing pains a young team like that goes through. So we'll see what happens with them. I mean, right now the series is tied 2-2, and I want to watch even more of it, man. This is one of the better series this season in the playoffs, man. So
Yeah. And then let's jump up to the Suns and the Clippers, because right
yes, sir.
now, load management and the
Why talk about this series? The Suns got this, man.
and you know what,
Man.
this is the part that gets me, man, is that I'm kind of I'm kind of mad at the Spurs for what they did to Kawhi, because they injured him real bad, man. Having him, and he just can't recover from that, because
Mentally
he
and physically.
mentally, because I'm gonna tell you, those first 2 games, he gave Durant the blues. He gave the whole team the blues. Kawhi was that guy. He came and showed everybody, hey, this is why everybody fears me, and this is why you got to respect me. But
Right.
you can't do it from the bench. And PG, him being down as well. I really wanted to see them healthy, to see a great game, because I wanted to see them
Exactly.
play the Knicks. I
It's
mean the
cheating the
Nuggets.
fans.
Yeah, they cheating the fans out of great, and I don't know how much longer they can go with that setup, because right now it's the false narrative of the Suns that I really don't like, because everybody think that you can grab Durant and just plug and play. Yes, you're looking good. Westbrook has rejuvenated his season. Right, and as far as people what they want to do as far as acquiring him next year. Westbrook has showed everybody I can still be that guy. I can still put the ball in the hole, and I can still make games. And Westbrook, for all intents and purposes, the injury bug, knock on wood for him, it has not hit him. Availability is the best ability. So people can say what they want about him. The Lakers say, well, this, that. Well, guess what? LeBron, you was hurt. AD, you was hurt. Of course, y'all not gonna be a great team if he got to carry the whole team by himself. So for everything that you say he ain't, he is. And we're starting to see that right now with the Clippers. And the Suns, I mean, I just want to see how they play against the Nuggets, because I mean that's where the truth light is gonna really shine.
Right. I mean, I think this series is over. The Suns are moving on. I mean, they play tonight. They should close it out tonight. And right now we got the Nuggets playing the Timberwolves. I'm just ready for this series to be over.
So the thing that kills me about the Wolves, if you're Rudy Gobert and you made a trade for Rudy Gobert, the one series or team that you're playing against that you should be able to say, I was worth a first round pick, is against a team where the center is the focal point of their offense.
Good point. Yep.
Your literal job is to be a defensive anchor, and you're playing against an offensive center. You should be able to stop, or listen, you can't stop the greatest players, but you should be able to mitigate Jokic. Because if you stop him from being the distributor, the skilled big man that he is, he's one of the greatest skilled centers, probably will go down as one of the greatest in the history of the NBA.
Point
But
center.
your job, that's your one, you have one job, Rudy. and it's not to spread COVID. You have one job.
But here's my thing with the here's my thing with Minnesota. I think Minnesota, each time they have a great combination of players, because remember they had, going back in the day, they had Spreewell and Garnett and all of them. It's always been everybody's looking at the players. I'm looking at the coach.
Yep.
I'm looking at the coach. There's no way in the world I'm gonna have two skilled 7-footers and not control that paint. Everything you shoot is gonna be threes, and it's gonna be a block party, 100% block party. Come on in. I got drinks on me. It's no way. It's no way. And just like you said, defensively, him and Towns. I blame both of them. Because and something's going on in that locker room. Maybe they need to fight and get it. Hey, that fight was probably what they needed to do. They should have did it in the locker room and got it out the way. Some of the best teams in the NBA had that fight in the locker room and they get over it. And that's how championships are won because, a precedence was actually set and people got it off their chest and everybody not walking around on eggshells. Hey, listen, now I don't like you because you play weak defense. Sometimes that need to be said.
That was what was said. Yeah. That was exactly what was said.
See, and listen, and I needed that to be carried out a little bit harder. And guess what? Either you make up for it on the floor, and the coach says, "Oh, I'm gonna sit you." But right now, I think it's all coaching, and then also Edwards. I just need him just to just go. For the young players, they think that, I need to get my team involved and I can turn it on, Mike, like in the fourth quarter. You're not that guy. Get going early, man. Get going early. Hey, and not only that, shooting jump shots does not help you because you're not getting the free throws in order for you to see the ball go through the hoop. So that's where they didn't understand Mike is that Mike would force him to make the calls, but guess what? Mike shooting around about 10, 15 free throws. He's seeing that ball go through the hoop. It builds your confidence.
No doubt. Well, I see the Nuggets finishing this off tonight, dude. I look, you know how I felt about this series all along. I was kind of upset the Nuggets didn't sweep these guys, So I see it ending tonight, and then we can focus on the games tomorrow. You got the Kings and the Warriors, which I'm really interested to see at Sacramento. Yep, it's in Sacramento, 10 p.m. And we got
can't wait.
We got the Cavs at home against the Knicks. I don't know what's going on with the Cavs.
Can't wait. I see the Cavs stomping the mud hole in New York.
You see stomping the mud hole? Okay.
What? Listen. Everybody think that, because LeBron left, Cleveland is not that team. Those guys are going to represent, man. There's a reason why they were the fourth seed and why they jumped up so high. I think, and you got to realize, role players play better at home.
They do.
That's
they play
true.
better at home. So we'll see what happens.
I do believe Donovan Mitchell is going to have a big game tomorrow. The question is, can they mitigate Garland and LeVert, right? You got to, you can let Mitchell go off. You just can't let a secondary player have a really good game also. And Garland, and let's be honest, Garland's actually been the best player on the Cavs this series so far.
Facts. But like Barkley said, if the others get involved, it's going to be trouble.
Yeah. All right. What about the Grizzlies, Lakers? Did the Lakers close them out?
Yeah, it's a wrap, man. I don't think they.
Is it in Memphis or is it in LA? It's in Memphis.
It's in Memphis.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
It don't matter. Yeah. It don't even matter. Everybody knows the more talented team is the Lakers, and the other team is struggling with injuries. It's over.
I think it's over too, because I think the Grizzlies have lost all confidence.
Real quick, I know it's not about the playoffs per se. It was a play. It's actually part of the reason why he gets hurt in Morant. His takeoff. I don't know how many players he might be top 3, top 5 in takeoff. And what I mean, his ability just to take 2 steps and jump and float in the air.
Yeah.
It's just
he's already on the fourth floor.
He reminds me of young Derrick Rose.
Yes.
Derrick Rose was getting off the ground like that, like just sheer power, taking it to the basket.
But his body, and he needs it, and I hate to say it like this, but in gymnastics, doing all those flips, you know what gymnastics know how to do better than anybody? Fall.
There you go.
Right.
He needs to know how to fall because, you see those big guys. You got to learn how to fall. and protect yourself. And I don't think he has actually learned that. And once again, that's studying the game. You got to understand your strengths and your weaknesses, and he probably want to put on, just a little bit body mass to protect himself because everybody
Exactly.
realizes that we can touch him up a little bit and we can move him around in midair. So that's one of the things that I think he needs to do. And also, in order for him to get a clean takeoff, he got to get a better J because nobody cares about your driver's license. The driver's license is more effective if the J is there. But right now, I don't think his J is there to bring somebody close enough where as though they're gonna respect him. They're always trying to take his driver's license away. But if he's killing them out there and he's dropping around about 4 or 5 jumpers on him, that means that you got close that distance and that's where the crossover and that first step is really effective.
Well, we'll see. And lastly, for tomorrow night, we got the Bucks at home against the Heat. Does Jimmy Buckets close it out?
So here's my thing. I think Jimmy smells blood in the water, man. I
Man,
think Miami with their coaching staff, I think they're gonna go there and I think they're gonna close it out. Call me
nope.
crazy for this.
I'm calling you crazy. No way the Bucks let him close them out. No way.
Yeah, the Greek freak gonna have something
we
to say
thought
about
no way
that.
that they win last night.
Yeah,
I'll say this.
He ain't going out like that.
I think to his point, I think what Miami's gonna do, they're gonna try to punch them in the face right out the gate and try to stun them. And if they can get them on their heels a little bit, then I think that's gonna be their chance. I think they're gonna be very aggressive, take the crowd out of it, try to punch them in the face, try to demoralize them early, and then try to control the game from there, right? And control the narrative.
Well, my thing is,
but Milwaukee's won a championship. They can handle adversity.
Yep.
And let's be honest, the Greek Freak is a really good leader. He puts his team on his back, and he has a will and a desire to win.
Who is the other?
But no,
he can will his team. But it has to. But he's the type of player.
Yeah, Holiday and Middleton and Lopez. So they have others to help. Now, one thing they have to do is you don't let Jimmy Butler beat you. You're talking about one player. You can take him out of the game. And I think that's what the Bucks are going to do. Right now, the Heat are hurting, and they allow Jimmy Buckets to give him that work last game. And I don't see that happening again.
But look at the offense. Look how he designed the offense. It wasn't that he was just running on, he's doing one-on-one clearouts. No, they did plays for him. So they have a multitude of plays that they call for Jimmy. So he designed. Remember, who's the coach?
I understand that, but that's ways to get the ball out of his hand and make him a non-factor. That's ways to get the ball out of his hand.
But my thing is, it was a close game, and that was with Jimmy having an all-time playoff performance.
Right.
So there is something, can that be replicated, right? Or you can let him replicate it, but you still got to take something out of the other offensive players. Like, to me, the center Bio, I think he's going to be key. He has to be that key second person for Miami. Now, it's interesting. Even though Miami has injuries, the one thing they do have, which is similar to what I think the Knicks have played well in the series, they still have a bench, right? Lowry's coming off the bench. They have other players. Even with losing 2 players, they still have some depth on that team. Miami has depth. They don't have great players, but they got dudes they have role players that can do their job. And that sometimes is just as important as having a star player.
No doubt. Well, you know what? Let's wrap things up, fellas. I really appreciate you guys coming on the show to talk NBA basketball with us, playoff basketball, man. Good stuff out there. To our listeners out there, thanks for joining us. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.